Today, we're diving into the world of international travel, specifically focusing on American tourists. The American passport unlocks doors to countless adventures, but every destination has its unique culture and perception of visitors. First, let's set the scene. With over 93 million Americans traveling internationally in 2022 alone, the wanderlust is strong. This surge in travel is fueled by a desire for new experiences and a growing trend of seeking adventure beyond the familiar. As American tourists explore the globe, it's important to remember that you act as informal ambassadors for your country. By being respectful and open-minded, you can leave a positive impression and create lasting connections. Let's delve into the world of cultural perceptions. A recent Pew Research Center survey highlighted generally favorable views of the US across many countries. However, there are some destinations where American tourists might be met with a less enthusiastic welcome. For instance, Southern European cultures tend to be more reserved, and American tourists might be perceived as a bit loud. According to YouGov research, Norwegians are less enthusiastic about tourists in general, with American tourists facing a 77% opposition rating. Similarly, some countries in the Middle East have complex political histories with the US, which can influence how they view American visitors. As an important tip, research the culture and customs of your destination before you go. Learning a few basic phrases in the local language goes a long way. In conservative countries, dressing modestly can also help you avoid unwanted attention. All right, so where can cultural awareness be especially helpful for American tourists? Let's explore 25 destinations. Austria. This beautiful country is known for its stunning scenery and rich history. However, Austrians tend to be more reserved, so keep your voice down and enjoy the peaceful atmosphere. Norway. Norwegians are known for their love of nature. While Norway offers incredible outdoor adventures, be aware that a 2022 YouGov survey indicated 77% of Norwegians oppose American tourists. Serbia. Public opinion polls suggest a more critical view of the US in Serbia, with 50% of Serbians perceiving it as an adversary according to a survey. Cuba. The US and Cuba have a strained relationship dating back to the Cold War. Be mindful of this complex history. Cubans' negative opinion regarding the US government is reflected in a 2023 Gallup survey, where 55% of Americans hold unfavorable views of Cuba. Slovenia. While Slovenians' general perception of Americans has improved, some remain cautious regarding US politics and certain cultural values. Belarus. Economic concerns can influence perceptions of the US. A recent survey indicated disapproval of Americans by 69% of Belarusian citizens. Chile. While Chile is a strong US ally, a 2023 Pew Research Center survey indicated a relatively low percentage of Chileans hold favorable views of the US, around 47%. Singapore. Singapore's culture is distinct from the US. Additionally, the 2021 perception of the US might have been influenced by the Trump administration, according to experts. Pakistan. Following 9/11 and other political events, relations between Pakistan and the US have been strained. A 2022 Pew Research Center survey shows only 20% of Pakistanis view the US favorably. New Zealand. Certain behaviors by American tourists, such as a lack of engagement with the local culture, have contributed to a cultural clash. Mexico. Tensions over historical territorial disputes and media portrayals can influence Mexican perceptions of American tourists. A 2022 Pew Research Center survey indicates 60% of Mexicans view the US favorably. Argentina. A significant portion of the Argentine population holds an unfavorable view of US actions on the global stage, according to the Argentine Post. Malaysia. Around 57% of Malaysians reportedly held an unfavorable view of Americans in 2022, according to a survey by the Merdeka Center. Afghanistan. The US involvement in the Afghan war for over 2 decades has left a lasting impact. A 2022 Gallup survey indicates only 9% of Afghans view the US favorably. China. Strained relations due to trade disputes and human rights issues contribute to a less enthusiastic welcome for American tourists in China. 2022 Pew Research Center survey shows a significant decline in positive views of the US in China, with only 15% holding a favorable opinion. Russia. Given the historical backdrop and ongoing geopolitical tensions, Russians might hold reservations about American tourists. A 2022 Pew Research Center survey indicates only 2% of Russians view the US favorably. Turkey. There is general disapproval among Turks towards US foreign policy. The relationship between the two countries has been unstable for decades. A 2023 Pew Research Center survey shows only 10% of Turks view the US favorably. Tunisia. While not exactly an adversary, Tunisia's relationship with the US was strained after a controversial film in 2012. The country's political views can influence perceptions of American tourists. Lebanon. People in Lebanon often disapprove of US intervention in the Middle East. The country's challenging circumstances also influence perceptions. A 2022 Arab Barometer survey indicates only 10% of Lebanese view the US favorably. Iraq. The US invasion of Iraq in 2003 had a significant impact on the country. A large portion of the Iraqi population does not view Americans favorably. A 2022 Gallup survey indicates only 5% of Iraqis view the US favorably. Jordan. Similar to other Middle Eastern countries, Jordan has had anti-American sentiment due to US military interventions in the region. A 2022 Pew Research Center survey indicates only 17% of Jordanians view the US favorably. North Korea. North Korea and the United States have a hostile relationship with no formal diplomatic ties. Avoid traveling to North Korea as an American tourist. Yemen. The US involvement in the ongoing civil war in Yemen has influenced the Yemeni people's perception of Americans. A 2022 Gallup survey indicates only 3% of Yemenis view the US favorably. Iran. Surveys indicate a highly unfavorable view of the US in Iran. Be mindful of the complex political relationship between the two countries. A 2022 Pew Research Center survey indicates only 9% of Iranians view the US favorably. Egypt. Anti-American sentiment has grown in Egypt following political events in the past decade. The US Department of State might issue travel warnings for Egypt. A 2022 Pew Research Center survey indicates a significant decline in positive views of the US in Egypt, with only 28% holding a favorable opinion. So there you have it, 25 destinations where cultural awareness can be an asset for American tourists. Remember, responsible travel is all about respecting local customs and traditions. By being a mindful and informed traveler, you can ensure a smooth and enriching experience for yourself and contribute positively to the global tourism industry. The world is full of incredible places to explore, and with a little preparation, you can create lasting memories while venturing beyond your comfort zone. Do your research, pack your bags, and embrace the adventure. Thanks for joining us today. If you have any questions or specific destinations you'd like to know more about, leave a comment below. Happy travels!